Last play, Elliott ends up with the three-pointer, not able to knock it down. What kind of went into letting that play just kind of play out rather than obviously, calling the timeout there?
We just didn't execute. I mean, we just didn't make the shot.
Coach, they were up 20 with 1:09 left in the first half, and you guys were going to bring this 53-30 over the next 14, 15 minutes, whatever it was. What was the difference in what you guys did during that stretch that you were not doing earlier?
Well, we were playing defense. I mean, they shot 60% against us in the first half. They were getting everything that they wanted. They were running their offense like they do in shoot-around. They were getting threes. They were getting layups. They were getting dunks. They were getting to the free throw line. Didn't feel any pressure or physicality from us from a defensive end. And so, I was telling the team during the first half, told them at halftime that things can change and things can change quickly if our will and our want to and our desire and the defensive end raises. And that's what we did in the second half. I thought we got stops. Even though they scored 50 points in the paint, I thought we did a better job in the second half. We didn't turn the ball over. I think we only had 4 turnovers in the second half. And then we started attacking the basket, and that allowed us to score at the basket, foul, get to the free throw line, and then be able to knock down some threes. And so I was really proud of them, how they got back into the game.
Over here on the left, Dennis.
Hubert, this was a game worthy of March. I guess number one, did you expect anything less? And number two, why do these teams bring out the best in each other?
Well, I mean, anytime that you bring two unbelievable programs that have terrific kids and talented kids, competitive kids, it doesn't matter whether it's in March or November, it's going to be highly competitive. I mean, when you run through the tunnel, I think it's the last time Carolina's played here was 1960. You run through that tunnel and you see that crowd, and you see Kansas across the court. If you can't be fired up to compete and play in this type of atmosphere against that type of team, then something is wrong with you. And I think we bring the same thing out in an opponent, and I thought we brought the same thing out in Kansas as well.
Coach, what were the main points of emphasis for the bigs heading into this game?
Yeah, just you got to make, their bigs are big. They're really talented, not only scoring around the basket, but getting position close to the basket. We talked about having a physical presence before. One of the things that we always talk about, you got to play defense before you play defense. And if you start playing defense when they're already on the block or posting up, it's just too late for those talented type of players. And I really felt like in the first half, they were getting everything. Dickinson was getting the ball right underneath the basket. Everybody else, they were getting lobs. And I felt like in the second half, we did a better job of that. And that helped us get back in the game.
On the left here, Andrew.
What made you want to play this game, Hubert, and what do you think you got out of it?
I wanted to play this game because I love playing basketball. I love competing.
But scheduling Kansas here.
Well, they got to come to our place next year. I mean, the game is a game. I just love competing.
Andrew.
Coach, Jay Wood gave you a huge stretch there in the second half after having some fouls in the first half, only playing 6 minutes. You talked him up a lot the last couple of weeks. Is what we saw in the second half from him what you've been seeing all along since practice started?
Yeah, no, he was, much better on both ends of the floor. I felt like defensively, he was playing defense before he was playing defense, being more physical with their bigs. It's tough. They're really talented players, and it's really hard because their guards are good getting downhill. And it puts a lot of pressure on you defensively. And then on the offensive end, I thought he did a really good job rolling to the basket, attacking the offensive glass, and just giving us a rolling presence to the rim. And I thought he did a good job of that.
Quick follow-up. His confidence is back from the perimeter. He said last year he wasn't very confident out there. How have you seen the confidence shift? Is it just a matter of making shots, or was it the work that went into it?
Well, yeah, I mean, he can really shoot the ball, and having a big guy that has the ability to knock down perimeter jump shots, especially from three. Dickinson can do it as well, and it puts a lot of pressure on opposing defenses. And it's a part of our offense that we want to continue to develop throughout the season, of having him pop more and be able to knock down that three. And that gives us more space for our guards to get downhill and attack the basket.
Rod here on the left, then Adam.
Hubert, going off of that with your guards attacking, it can be easy for guys to lose confidence when shots aren't going down, but they were attacking and getting you guys points at the free throw line. What's it say about that trio and what they can provide moving forward when shots aren't falling, but still attacking?
Yeah, one of the things that I always tell them is that shots go in or they don't go in. I mean, it just doesn't matter how good a shooter you are. There's times where they go in and there's times that they aren't. The thing that we always talk about is focus on things that you can bring every day. And that's defense, that's rebounding, that's energy, effort, attention to detail, attacking the basket. And that's why one of the reasons that it's important for us to be able to get to the free throw line is because in those times where maybe the three-pointers are not going as well as we want, you're still able to score effectively by getting to the free throw line. So it's been an emphasis for us, and I wish we made one more three, but we just didn't.
Take two more, Adam, then here in the front.
Hubert, at the half, what did you have to try to figure out with the foul trouble with the bigs? Because Ty Claude had 3, the two Jalen's had 2, then Alan Lubin had 2. Like, what was going wrong there, and what did you had to change something? What did you want to
Well, I did,
do differently?
Again, they have talented post players. For me, it's always, you guys asked a question about our size, and I told you before, it's not, I don't look at it that way. I look at the size of your heart. And guys, I've been there before. I'm not a coach that hasn't played here or hasn't played in the NBA and hasn't been on the floor with guys that are taller, faster, more athletic. That doesn't matter. It's your will and your want to. And I felt like in the second half, those guys competitively fought better than they did in the first half.
Hubert, it looked like you guys tried to put Hunter in a lot of ball screens, especially late. What were you trying? Were you trying to get to that, and what advantages do you feel like you had there?
Well, one of the things that we were trying to get to in the first half, we weren't, is because they were scoring. What ignites our transition game is getting rebounds off of stops. We got more stops, and so it allowed us to run. After we get misses, and it all ties back to defense, our transitioning from defense to offense is real. And so in the second half, we were able to get to that. Yes, we were trying to involve their 5 in the ball screens, but we were trying to get up and be able to attack before the defense got set. And so I felt like we were able to do that better in the second half. And the reason being is we were getting stops and rebounds, and it allowed us to go.
Sorry, Coach, one last one. You've been
Hubert,
patient. Thank you.
you mentioned just defending the post. How difficult is it when, the possession with a minute and a half left and Hunter's already on the block when you guys are starting to set up your defense and they're able to lob over the top? How difficult is that play to defend?
Well, it's very difficult, and there's a reason why they run that play, because they run it where he can catch the ball in the middle of the floor. Very difficult, impossible to double team. We were going to fire and have them pass the ball out and have somebody make a shot, which they had a number of guys that could make that shot. But it's very difficult, almost impossible to be able to do that in the middle of the floor. And they run that play specifically to do that. That's not, they run a number of actions that put him in those situations. And that's the number one reason why they do that, is because in the middle of the floor, you can't get double teamed.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, everybody. Again.